At least 2 people have died. 5 were hurt after a Russian missile strike in Ukraine's western region earlier today. The head of the Ukrainian president's office says the explosion caused a fire in an oil mill. Officials say they are continuing to search operations. This comes after Russian forces hit a cafe in northeastern Ukraine on Saturday, killing 2 civilians and injuring a third. The attack on the key frontline area of Kupiansk. This comes as UK officials warned that Russia was looking to retake the area. And last September, Ukraine was able to recapture it after Russians occupied it for more than 6 months. In the meantime, the Washington Post is reporting that U.S. officials see the war in Ukraine as progressing quite slowly. Officials say there's no stalemate, but they also say there's been no recent breakthrough. This means the war will likely continue, and the U.S. and allies will be urged to continue providing support. Now, of course, the war continues to grind on, now under the shadow of the recent death of Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin. Russia says it is confirmed that Prigozhin was among the 10 people killed when their plane crashed Wednesday. The crash comes 2 months after Prigozhin led an armed uprising against the Kremlin. Joining us now to talk more about this is Kremlin critic Bill Browder. He's the CEO of the Hermitage Capital Management and author of Red Notice and Freezing Order, a true story of money laundering, murder, and surviving Vladimir Putin's wrath. So great to have you. Thank you so much for being here, Bill. We have reported on a theory that Prigozhin may in fact not be dead. Back in 2019, there was another plane crash where he was supposed to be dead. He was found to be alive. With all the dynamics at play right now, do you think that that is a possibility at this point, considering Prigozhin was on a plane with other senior leaders and flying over Russia, which was a bit questionable considering the recent uprising?
Well, Prigozhin was definitely a master of disguise. He is a man who, when they raided his home, found multiple passports, wigs, and all sorts of stuff. As you mentioned, there was also a similar incident where a plane went down that he was supposed to be in and he wasn't. Having said all that, I'm pretty sure he's dead. I mean, it would be a remarkable feat if he somehow was alive. The one thing we can say is that the DNA results from the plane crash come from the Russian government, and of course, the Russian government and Vladimir Putin specifically are liars on a grand scale, and so you can't really believe what they say. But all circumstantial evidence, all motive, everything seems to point towards this man being dead.
All right, got it. So if Prigozhin is in fact dead as a direct result of Putin, some have said that the Wagner Group was the only group that had demonstrated significant operational success for the Russians, and that this is another sign that there's a level of brittleness within Russia and its military. Would you agree with that assessment?
I think that's entirely true. I think that if you were to look at how the Russian military performed, it was a disaster. And in fact, that was what precipitated the rise of the Wagner Group, the rise of Prigozhin's mercenary company. The Russian military doesn't perform, and this guy, as terrible and brutal and murderous as he is, was doing a reasonably good job for Putin, or certainly holding back the Ukrainians. With his demise and with the demise of the Wagner Group, I think you could see that as a very strong net positive for Ukraine as they continue to battle Russia.
Well, and to your point, you previously said that Putin had to reestablish himself as the toughest guy in the prison yard, so to speak. But do you think a move like this, if it is in fact true, could backfire?
Not really. I mean, at the moment, so Prigozhin organized an armed rebellion on June 24th. Putin is a man of extremely thin skin, and he can't have anybody showing him up. That's the reason he's been able to stay in power, is that everybody has been scared of him. And so for every day for the last 2 months, Putin has looked weak. He's looked humiliated. He needed to do something, and he did something. He killed his chief rival. He killed the man who humiliated him on a regular daily basis. And that absolutely reinforces his authority. Anybody who's sitting there in Russia thinking, I want to have a go at the presidency of Russia, is going to think twice, because they don't want to be going down in a plane crash, being thrown off a building, being poisoned with Novichok or whatever Putin decides to use. And so it absolutely reestablishes his authority. Having said that, the reason why Prigozhin ended up at odds with Putin and at odds with the Russian government was because the Ukrainians were doing so well. The Ukrainians have been slowly and steadily fighting the Russians in a way that nobody expected them to do.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.